It's time for Nug Life Radio, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community, featuring Medi-Mike with the cannabis correspondent, Benjie. Like us on Facebook.com/Nug Life Radio Show, Twitter @TheRealNugLife, and Instagram, Nug Life Radio. I'm your announcer, Recreational Riley. Here's Medi-Mike.
Everybody, welcome to Nug Life Radio, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community. And we are live here at Ed Studios in beautiful downtown San Francisco. My name is not Medi-Mike. My name is Phamacutical Paully. Well, aka Paul Brumbaugh. Glad to have you guys along for the ride. We have taken over Nug Life Radio for the day. Reason is our Lord of the Manor, if you will, is actually on the road somewhere between here and LA. He was at the San Diego's Farmers Cup last weekend, and he missed it. He missed it by an entire day. So I guess that means basically the next one on 4/20, on April 20th in San Diego for the Farmers Cup, he should probably stay down there. Right? He should probably stay down there. He'll get a head start on the ride. Just stay down there, Mikey. You'll be fine. That's really cool. Also, you know, he's going to be hosting a great thing happening at Kushstock April 15th. He's got back-to-back gigs. April 15th, he'll be hosting the Wrestle Sesh with the Undertaker from last time, the Godfather.
WWE Godfather.
That's how old I am. I'm going back even further. He's going to be hosting that along Wrestle Sesh and also Donuts for Dollars.
I hadn't heard about that one yet.
It's a great event. In case you couldn't tell, I have Amy in the background. That's why she's giving moral support to me. So that is where they actually get in their cars and do donuts for dollars. They raise money.
Okay. No, yeah, we have a few of the clubs here in the Bay Area who actually have like little farmers markets during the day, and they do car shows like that in the parking lot for the kids to come out and have some fun.
Right. There you go. So again, you can check that out at Kushstock April 15th. I thought he was just stocking up on his Kush. I really did.
I'm sure he will
I really did. So again, that's what I thought Kushstock meant. That's April 15th. And again, he'll be doing Wrestle Sesh and Donuts for Dollars. Check out everything that Medi-Mike does on Medi-Mike and Nug Life, anywhere you can get those socials. I'm joined here in studio by, usually I'm producing the show. I've got the voice for radio, but not the body and the face. So I'm usually the guy behind the scenes. As you can see, I have my hat. I have my hat on. I'm trying to keep covered up, guys, because I just got to keep that bald spot. I got to keep that glare off the cameras, folks. But I'm joined here. He's going to be the producer today. He's playing the role of me. Give it up for Hen Singleton, everybody. There.
Hey!
And it's good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing lovely. And yourself?
Very, very well. Thank you very much for taking care of the ones and twos over here. And then I've got the cannabis queen. I don't know what you want to call her. What do we want to call her?
I own a traveling hemp museum. They actually used to call me Bong Maiden with the costume I used to wear.
Bong Maiden.
Yeah, that's what my costume was supposed to be that I wore in the day. Supposed to be.
I thought you were
supposed to be a naked woman. No.
I thought you were trying to accentuate parts of your body right here. So we friend of the show, Amy Fisher, guys. So good to see you, my dear. You're actually filling the hole right now because we have
Ken Estes coming in.
Ken Estes, which is a cultivator and breeder and originator of Grandaddy Purple. So
he'll be here in just a few minutes. He's stuck in traffic on the bridge, but yes, he's already over the bridge. He's parking.
He'll bring Mike in.
Oh, I'm hoping so. Well, he came from the snow in Calistoga area where they were still having problems on 29, so it was still a long trek out for Ken to come out today. So
yeah, no, we appreciate everybody. This weather across the country has been wild, folks. It's been wild. You know, we thought it was a problem. This week would have been a good week for all those balloons in the air.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Because they would have just blown by.
Oh, they would have been gone.
So it would have been a good day, good week for that. But you know what we had is a weather cold snap. We had weather warnings across the country. It's not just, I feel like, what is it, the guy from the Today Show in your neck of the woods. The weather in your neck of the woods was horrible, no matter where you were. I actually grew up in a place called Redwood City, and it's climate's best by government test. What does that mean? It means the government actually gave us that Creo. Mm-hmm. It's never too hot. It's never too cold. This week was horrible. I mean, we see snow in the mountains.
Oh, yeah, we haven't had snow in the Bay Area like this in 10, 20 years.
I mean,
we had 4 feet of snow show up on the beach.
Right. And so if you think about it, I was able to go through, I think, 4 different types of weather within 5 minutes coming into San Francisco. It was kind of clear.
Yep.
Then it started raining, where it was that sideways rain coming at you, right?
Yep.
And then the rain that comes up from below.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what's going on there? And then that rain turned into hail.
Yeah.
And I started getting hail and little pellets. I thought somebody was shooting my car.
Yeah, I had a couple of spots like that on the bridge where it was like, that sounded different. Where'd that come from?
Exactly. And then I got off, and it was kind of windy as all hell. It was blowing everything. The wind was horrible. I mean, I saw literally, you know, I don't want to say the homeless, because that's no longer politically correct, folks. It's no longer the homeless. It's the unhoused. Don't ask me, folks. Don't ask me. So the unhoused, a lot of them have tents, like Coleman tents. Yeah. You see, like, tents blowing across the street, like it's like a tumbleweed in an old Western film. Yeah. Right. The worst thing is that the homeless guy's still in it. The dog's attached to the outside of it, trying to pull it the other way. His dish, like his DirecTV dish, probably out of alignment. I'm thinking it's way gone.
Oh, I went the solar panel.
Yeah, the solar panels are way gone.
Only way to charge your phone with no electricity in San Francisco, people. I've seen a few of them outside the camps, I'm telling you.
Now, this is what we're calling the takeover, because this is no longer Nug Life Radio. This has turned into some, like,
call it hour.
Well, the thing is, we don't actually, I'm going to respect one thing that Mike always does, and one thing he does is try not to cuss.
Yes.
We will not play third-party content, because we want to be able to see this on a network and to make sure that our numbers were good. By the way, we are looking down at our new computer, and we are just so happy the way it's running, folks. Unlike yesterday, where things were just horrid, bad. Sounds like we have our first guest coming into the room. I'm going to have you do that over there. And
come on in. Hello, my love. Good to see you.
All right, guys.
Hey, sorry about that.
How about I just start doing the intro while he rolls in? That's how you roll. How you doing, guys? Good to see you, buddy. Very well. All right, guys, this is what we're saying. Today, our first guest is the cultivator and breeder for one of the most popular strains of cannabis on the West Coast. Grandaddy Purple is the ultimate indica hybrid brought to you in the Bay in 2003. Ken has a number of West Coast clinics and is an innovator and an activist within the cannabis industry. Everybody, help me welcome Ken Estes, everybody. Come on.
Yeah.
I almost want to call you medicine man, shaman, all the above. You have such a very long resume.
Yes, I've been doing it since the 90s. In fact, I gave up my tanning salon and hair salons just to pursue medical marijuana. And back before we called it medical marijuana.
Really? So what did we call it back then?
It was just a marijuana.
It was just pot. It wasn't even.
Actually, a lot of it's called medicine. I've been calling it medicine since the 70s. I got in a motorcycle accident, broke my neck in 1976, and when I was going through my rehabilitation, I was in Vallejo, and I went into a place where all the Vietnam vets came.
Right.
And I really didn't smoke marijuana back then. A lot of my friends did. It's the 70s. You would have thought so.
Yeah.
But I was a star athlete in high school. So in fact, Pelé, when I got injured, Pelé came to my hospital.
We just lost him this last year. Oh my gosh!
I really wanted to meet him again just to say, hey, thank you for that. because that's totally inspiring that he looked me up and he wanted to tell me, hey man, I heard about your accident. Should I get closer? What's up, brother?
No, I'm just gonna move this for a second. Sorry. You're doing fine. I just want to make sure you don't have to keep hitting that. Sorry, buddy.
There you go.
So I know that you have that connection between the veterans.
Yes.
Right.
Vietnam veterans, because they used to be at the rehab, right?
Right.
And missing legs, all fucked up. And they were like, man, get off those pills. I had pills. They kept giving me pills, handful of pills every day. I didn't know I was 18 years old. When the doctors tell you you're paralyzed, doctors tell you you do it.
Yeah, take these opiates. Take this.
Yes. Oh, back then it was Vicodin, and it was what's it called? Quaaludes. Well, that was
Wow, that's the Phamacutical Paully's old morning regimen just to get me out of bed. No, so yeah, I can relate because I've had a lot of injuries in the past, and I'm actually a performer and stand-up comedian, and so the doctors didn't realize I was drinking pint glasses of vodka with Red Bull, and then they were giving me things like Vicodin. And they're like, isn't this working? And they're upping the Vicodin. And
no, they give you more and more pills. I mean, with me, because I was paralyzed, they're saying you need this for spasms. You need this to calm your stomach.
Right.
You need this to sleep.
Right.
And I wasn't doing it for about 6 months. I was not sleeping. I was on a handful of pills. I could not recover. And then I finally, the Vietnam vets were in a circle in my gurney. They pushed me on my gurney out there, my orderly, and the vet said, hey, bring him over here. He said, hey, you want to go over there? Those guys are smoking weed. I said, I don't mind. Let's go over there. And for a split second, they said, hey, you want to hit this? I thought I was going to say no. But yeah, I thought, wait a minute, I'm on all these pills. What the fuck does it matter now? Yeah.
right.
Can I say what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the first one. You can usually say anything. I'm trying to respect what Mike would do.
Yeah.
So make up something funny along the way.
Okay, yeah.
You're not getting kicked off the air. You're not going to get blanked.
Well, I won't be a trash mouth. I mean, I got it in me sometimes.
Yeah, you have to have the freedom to express yourself.
But that was a moment where I did feel like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't recovering, and I finally smoked weed. First time.
Right.
The December of 1976. And I swear to God, it was life-changing at that moment. So when they call it medicine, I get it. I call it medicine way, when everyone else when I used to tell people it's medicine, they would say, medicine,
Yeah.
it's weed, and they'd laugh at me. In fact, let me tell you what happened. So I smoked it. I told my orderly, no, what's going on here? Take me back to my room. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, I woke up early morning. I slept all night.
Yeah.
First time. They said, what? And I said, what's for breakfast? What? You don't even eat? Give me breakfast. I ate my breakfast. And I remember the 3 doctors came in. They said, what's going on? I smoked weed. And they looked at me. I said, it changed my life. And they looked at me and they laughed. Oh, weed, get out of here. And that's like they didn't take it serious. But all the people who were disabled and going through this, I mean, this was a rehab that everybody was in iron lungs and paralyzed from neck down. They didn't know what to do with you. Missing arms, missing limbs. And there was like a scene from some kind of crazy a zombie movie. But I knew what was up. I started using weed. I told them I don't want the pills anymore. I'm sleeping on this. I'm eating on this. And I just started having these at an early time right then, from probably 6 months of getting injured, going from a star athlete to a paralyzed from neck down human being at 18, realizing, wait a minute, what do I need to get better? I need to sleep and I need to eat. And this herb is doing both of those. And not just that, but it gave my mind this freedom. I was starting to whistle again. I was smiling again.
Helps with the anxiety and the stress.
All that stuff. And my recovery began the day I smoked marijuana.
And you felt the effects of the healing immediately.
Immediately. One day.
They're saying that now about psychedelics and mushrooms. We've been saying it for years.
Microdosing. It's really the secret is microdosing. Because
Right.
I tried that. I've tried it a lot years ago, but I would get some trippy, I did acid and I get some trippy highs. But it wasn't until I learned microdose in a small amount where, oh man, you kind of whistle.
Yeah, get a.
You got a little spring in your step. You got a little smile like you've been very amorous the night before. Yeah.
Like cannabis. It just really made you feel good. There's a feel good part. And pills didn't really do that. You thought it did, but it didn't. It kind of numbed you.
It numbs you, or it gives you the wrong emotion. right? It tweaks your emotion. It takes that inner psyche of yours and twists it a little bit. It seems like marijuana just enhances things, right?
It enhances everything, just about.
Right. I feel kind of like from the movie with Dave Chappelle. What is it?
Baked.
Half-Baked. Half-Baked. Where I feel like Jon Stewart, where everything is enhanced by marijuana.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. You like going to the movies? You like going to the movies on weed?
Like a nice sativa, people.
You need to go to a movie without smoking weed.
Oh, we can't do it, can we?
I need to smoke weed.
Believe me,
That song, I smoked 2 joints before I smoked 2 joints.
And then I smoked two more. So here's the thing, is that with that, making that kind of crossover and you doing that, what were you smoking back then? Because in the 70s, it was all brown stuff.
No, I had the best fucking shit. A friend of mine was up.
But it was brown.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We're getting the cuss jar out just for you.
I'll put a dog.
I'm gonna throw in buds by the end of the day for you, baby.
We have to somehow, come on in. It's all right. Darling, come on in.
Come on in, sir.
Especially if you're telling us something important.
Hey, no,
I have
okay.
nothing important to say.
Oh, so then sit in the back of the room.
Back of the room, guys.
I thought you were telling us technical difficulties. Sit back here, guys.
Hey, baby.
All right, so, okay, so you realize the importance of marijuana immediately.
And you asked what strains I smoked. So there was a lot of that crappy brown, right? That seeds, kind of
Yeah.
brick, and you.
Tastes like diesel and smells like diesel.
When I smoked a few times back then, I said, no, I ain't gonna smoke this. But I got turned on to up in Arcata. I went up there and found some growers, and they had Panama Red, Colombian Gold. This shit rocked you.
Right.
It was true medicinal benefits.
Right.
I really believe that I smoked that crappy brown. Not that everything was bad brown. Sometimes
No, I remember it. I remember chocolate tie and all these things too. I mean, there was good stuff, but it wasn't green. It wasn't what you. Let's segue. What was the inspiration for Granddaddy Purple? Yes. And how did that come about?
That,
So you've been doing seeds and the cultivator and a breeder since the 70s, man.
correct, because that's what I did. People throw seeds away, right? You get your box,
Right.
you put your weed in, break it down, and you get your license, and you make
Yeah.
the seeds roll down.
That's
and
what-
they throw seeds away, and naturally I go, hey, can I have those seeds? I
Right.
would take the seeds, and I was growing them. I just got turned on to popping seeds, putting them in the paper towel in a plate, and keeping watering them. And then
Yep.
it gets a little root, and put them in the soil. I mean, I put them in my grandma's backyard. I put them in other friends' backyard. I was trying to grow it everywhere.
So you were
Dash everywhere you went.
you were trying to get as many strains as you could under your belt.
Well, what happened back then, we didn't have mothers and clones.
Right.
So
You could go to a Kansas Club and grab a
No,
clone.
and you found the bomb plant. You would then try to make a male, put it
Yeah,
up
so you
somewhere,
would have seeds
collect the
for
pollen,
future
and put it in like a
generations,
a bread bag, take the bag off of bread, and then put it in there and put that bag over one branch,
Right.
the pollen.
Right.
So you have a branch full of seeds. So next year when you grew, you had seeds. That's how you carried your strains along. You had to have seeds, and you didn't have clones. But everything was a little different. It wasn't the exact same pheno that you get with seeds or with clones today. But that was how all of us did it to carry on. Everyone I started connecting to up north had seeds, and we all seeds, and we traded seeds. And it was really a part of the game of what you're going to grow next year, where you're going to get your seeds. And I made them from this guy who gave me some good stuff, and I took the seeds, and none of them had names. Today we got all these fancy names and all these cross with this and cross with that, and
It was just good stuff back then. See, I didn't do it either. I don't have to hit the tip jar.
I look forward to bringing you along because you and I are both going to Barcelona, Spain this
Yes.
week, and we're going to be there for a few weeks. And I so look forward to bringing you to meet the seed people and introducing you guys and hooking you guys up and seeing what you guys can do. Because they're literally 20 years behind us in almost everything that they're doing. They have all the seeds there and they know how to grow it. But their medical programs are not what they need to
well, a
be.
lot of these crosses, a lot of these seed people that do crosses.
I don't like all the crosses. They need to
No,
keep
they-
up
they-
your
they-
strains. We're losing so many good genetics. In
Well,
fact,
I think
haven't
that
we
they-
totally lost your strain altogether almost?
Well, almost, yeah.
Yeah.
It's out there, and I got sick for about 6 years, so I backed
Yeah.
out of the scene dealing with the illness. But when I came back, I still have my Grandaddy Purple seeds. So it's all about bringing these seeds up, popping them up again.
Yep.
And then how these people would quit, if they would just quit doing a quick cross and then do a quick cross back into that, you have to actually cross, make seeds, back cross it, stabilize your genetics,
stabilize it.
back cross it again, stabilize it again, and go for these traits you're looking for.
Yes.
Now, Grandaddy Purple was one of those strains that they had done that for years.
Yes, they
And it wasn't
have.
called Grandaddy Purple. I was given it to by the Indians, the Pomo and the Shokoa. So there's a couple.
Great casino, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Aiming for comedy night.
I still owe money. I've got a marker up there on the trouble for at the old Shokoa casino.
Yeah, they wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, they did. They passed it along. As long as you can take care of it in Grandaddy Purple. All right, so check this out. What makes it purple? I'm getting this is probably coming from the socials. This is what people are
It's
asking.
genetic. It's genetically in that cross, and in plants in our plant world, purple is a part of everything. It's in plants.
Right.
And it's just a phenotype. Why does that person have green eyes? Why does that person have blonde hair? Well, it's just a phenotype.
Genetics.
But it was something so beautiful that people
Oh,
kept
that's why I'm special.
We're all
Ain't that special?
Okay, so we figured it's the plants, so it's the phenos, but it's not the temperature, it's not the dirt.
Well, no, that stuff helps promote it. I mean, when I do my gardens, and I've had hundreds of lighters, and I just turn my temperature in a room down to 50, 55.
older it is, the purpler they get.
Just like I do to my wife. I open up the window and take all the blankets away. Anybody else? Okay, good.
She turns purple. No,
Yeah.
she might be dead. You check her.
And then you
The weather nowadays, yeah.
no, so what she'll end up doing is just putting the CPAP mask around or the hose around my neck and anyway. All right, so
Pinky.
So tell me about this. I don't know. I shouldn't talk to you before because I want to make sure nothing is out of bounds for you.
Nothing is.
Okay, so you're a proponent of cannabis,
Oh, big time, yeah.
right? Because since the accident, it's been life-changing to you.
Correct.
Between the vets and the Native Americans and your knowledge from the plant. But you kind of have a background of there's some law in your family, right? Isn't there?
Law enforcement. Everybody in my family's been law enforcement.
Right.
All went to military. All got out and was cops. They were telling me, I'm Uncle Bill. I mean, God rest his soul. I mean, they've all passed now.
Yeah.
But they were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're never going to make it legal.
So if they
You
were in the
don't get into
military,
snowball's chance in hell.
if they were in the military, did anybody go to Nam?
Yeah.
Could they relate to you on any level?
No, they hated. I was a black sheep.
Really?
They hated me.
Because it was the
My
70s.
mom still hates me. She's 87
I'm a
years
black
old.
sheep too, dear. I've been disowned by 90% of my family for what I do to help patients.
I was just
literally.
talking to my son about that this morning. This fight that we did, I didn't know it. People were telling me you don't stand a snowball's chance in hell. But I came up with a new title. I call it now Snowball, a Chance in Hell.
I'm waiting for the sequel of that one. I'm waiting for it. Okay, so with that law enforcement in your family, you feeling like the black sheep, are you now accepted many years later? I mean, no.
My father died kind of disowning me.
God
My
bless
mom
him.
still doesn't want to talk to me.
Right.
She's 84 in Vegas. You don't talk to me about marijuana. You're still doing that stuff. You're doing it to your kids. And she hates it. But I mean,
Because it's the weed, it's the wacky tobacco, it's all the stuff that
they've
they
been
thought
so
was evil.
preconditioned. They've been so the society
They really
can just
have.
really. It's like this stuff going on in society today. So many lies. Look, if you're telling me that the government is here to protect me,
Right.
but yet they make laws like alcohol and tobacco legal, but marijuana illegal, well, how is that protecting me? How much does this people kill, and what does marijuana do? So there's a just you get these awareness sometimes, and I decided to stand up because I had the added advantage of this being the truth. I
Well-
stand up in my wheelchair.
And we just missed our moment of silence 4 minutes ago. It was the 420.
Hey,
We
were
could have a
talking
moment of
about
silence.
hey,
We should have had a
dear.
dab, a little
Oh, speaking
Yeah,
about
it's-
dabs,
dab.
you and I
do
dab
a
on.
dab. Oh, I'm dabbing all night long.
That's a great segue. You made a music album with Selly Cell.
Correct. Sally Cell, E40. what happened is when I got raided in 2005 by the feds in San Diego, they raided my store there called Purple Coconut, and
That's what I call mine.
Purple Coconut.
The purple coconuts.
Yeah, well, untie that tube, and
I got a little twist.
He's like, no, I already got two. I'm done.
I got the twist. By the way, Mike, I'm looking right at the camera. You said make the show my own. There you go.
Get it.
This is so horrible. So going backwards to the edible part of it. Now you've grown it. You started using edibles, right?
Oh yeah.
That goes back to the Brownie Mary Democratic Party.
Oh, Brownie Mary. Brownie Mary was I had the first patient cannabis card. Brownie Mary got raided. I went to the protest in San Francisco, and all the protests was gay people fighting for the AIDS thing, and protests saying, how come I can have this bag of seeds, but I can't have this little bag of herb?
Right.
And then they raided Brownie Mary when she went to the hospital to supply brownies.
And so she was doing this for medical, it wasn't medical marijuana at that point. So
No, it was not.
she
It
was
not
basically
medical.
dosing people.
But we were calling it medicine.
She was trying to make
We
people
were trying to call it
comfortable.
medicine.
You were ahead of the
This is
game.
my medicine.
Right. If you look back, even back with our Native Americans, as you mentioned, that was their way to connect.
When they first gave it to me, they called it purple medicine.
Purple medicine.
And the only reason I changed the name is because I was buying weed everywhere. When you buy weed and bomb stuff, no one cares what name you did. I mean, I would call stuff whatever I wanted to. Sugar Cat, Sugar Mountain, I'd call it whatever.
And you couldn't call it Purple Urkel because that show hadn't existed. All right.
So Purple Urkel's a great story because it was first called, I knew the guy who made it.
Right.
First called Lavender. But it was, I'm not selling lavender.
I remember that. When
I'd
it
feel kind of light in the loafers if I did that. I know we're in San Francisco, folks, but I mean, I'd feel kind of light in the loafers going, would you like to smoke some lavender?
Well, and that's the way it sounded. All right?
Maybe you could get your 84-year-old mom to smoke it, and if not, maybe she could smoke it with my 82-year-old mother.
Well, her husband died, and she was asking me, will this work for me, Ken? I said, yes. No, do not talk to Paul. Paul was my
I was
stepdad.
gonna say, I hear that all the time. So she said, don't talk to Paul, don't do that.
Yeah, no, he's not going to smoke marijuana. He's not gonna, edibles, just give me he's dying. He's asking for relief. She let him die suffering because of this misinformation, this horrible thing the society did by lying to people, and they bought it as the truth. And this guy had to suffer. She's on a deal right now, going through cancer treatments. She won't touch it. She refuses to touch it. I don't get it. You're dying and you're still going to hold that flag of
How does she feel about CBD? Any part of the plant, she doesn't want to have any part of it.
nothing.
I've at least changed my mom's prerogative a little bit about
A
it.
lot have.
You know,
A lot of people used to come to me and say, in fact, I was just telling my son about in Vallejo, they were suing me in Vallejo for having the store there. And I said, well, I'm going to fight these guys. And so I fought them, but they closed me. I still am on the record of Ken Estes cannot open up a store in Vallejo. But I knew if I took the hit, I was with about 5 people who had stores. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We had a meeting in my store, right? I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take the hit. They're going to close me, but I'll fight them for a year. They're going to lose a lot of money. It's going to cost them a lot, and Vallejo is bankrupt. So
Yes,
they're going
they
to
are.
stop. And it worked. They did stop, but they beat me up with it.
Right. So where did you start actually? When did the name Grandaddy Purple come in? Because you had all these different names.
2003.
Oh,
So
sorry.
I was already having my stores open.
Right.
And I had lines around the corner. In fact, Debbie Goldberry and a few people in our industry early voted me 2 years in a row as the best club because I am a buyer more than a grower. I grow it too, but I love shopping for weed and checking out what you got, what you got.
Yeah.
Well, it seems okay. So there's that little bit of collaboration versus competition in the industry. Everybody's
Well, it's
got.
time for us to quit competing and start
Yeah,
collabing.
Right.
Otherwise, Big Pharma's going to take it from us.
Right.
I don't work with Big Pharma. I've been offered contracts, not doing it. I got a patent trademark for Grandaddy Purple, a patent trade from the federal government.
I've heard of people getting big contracts with big names that are big corp, and it's like everything else that happened during COVID. That we lost the little guys. We lost the
We
mom and pops.
lost so many. We have
That's what
so
we're
many
still losing.
farmers. Okay, do you know that they're pulling? You heard they're pulling all the permits from Mendo, right?
Oh,
We have 6 farmers that are going to still have permits out of everybody who has permits.
And
right
I'll bet
now.
they're the big guys.
And they
Because
most
they buy
likely
the
are.
land. So when
They buy their way in.
I used to not be able to get a permit. I thought every city threw me out. Every city, because I was the first guy kind of doing this, going from city to city to city, not just hiding in San Francisco and Oakland.
Yeah.
I went to Concord. I went to Hayward. I went everywhere.
I remember you being in
Literally.
Richmond and everything else too at the mall. I used to
Yeah.
come see you there. Well, you weren't there, but I'd visit your store there.
Yeah. But I would find, because I was up north buying.
Yep.
Okay, so you do have to collaborate. You have a network of industry peers that are at the ready. Your favorite five on your phone.
Well,
I've got genetics, and I've got great people, and I don't really mention who that I am working with because we have what's it called when you
NDA.
You can't NDA. You can't release it. But I'm working on 5 different breeders that I'm working with from New York with a sour diesel, the real stuff.
Okay.
And I've got some really great collabs. I've got my Grandaddy Purple's opened up so many doors for me. Just that name.
yeah.
And you know how I came up with the name? Is they call it Purple Medicine. I got it in 2003. What happened is, so Sierra and her husband, Charlie, they were, I used to buy purple weed from them. In fact, that's where I found the Big Bud times Urkel, which was a Bodie cross. And he swears it was Grandaddy Purple, but it was actually, yeah, it was the Big Bud and Urkel cross. And people, I used to call it Barney. I won the first cup in LA with Barney. And it was some bomb weed.
Right. So that's great. And then so now what's the next step for you?
Is to do collaborations, bring the Grandaddy Purple. I mean, a lot of these strains you see out now, from apples and bananas to runts to a lot of these, if you see the purple color. I mean, nowadays you try to buy weed, man, right? What do they say to you? Where's the color? People don't want to buy stuff
They don't
without
want to
color.
buy anything green. They want it purple. And most of the time, a lot of the purple, it's cosmetically beautiful, but it doesn't work for you medically. It'll get you high or help you for about 20 minutes. And then you need to smoke some more of it.
Yeah.
Well,
You
it's
need
the-
sun-grown medicine,
Smoke some
honestly. And with them pulling our permits, they're going to have so many underground
Well,
farmers.
so many people jumped in the game that are not really breeders. They're
No,
not
they're
really
not.
master growers.
No, they're
they
not
think that,
master
hey,
growers.
we're gonna throw millions of dollars at this, but we're gonna get my cousin.
Well,
to
they
grow.
buy their way in. They're
Yeah.
people who are bandstanding on the work that Ken and I have done. I've been in this since 2008. In fact, I was thinking about it the other day, and you were the first activist to ask to take a picture of me when I was wearing my costume. I was wearing the Obama costume. I believe we were at either High Times or KushCon in San Francisco. One HempCon or I think it was High Times actually we were at. And I was thinking about that the other day, and it was just so much fun. And you and I have done so much activism since then together.
People know me as really as the breeder,
Yeah.
Granddaddy Purple guy, right?
Right,
Hey,
right.
GDP, hey, Ken Estes, that's the
Yeah.
Ken's GDP.
That gets you in the door.
Oh, it does. But I consider myself an activist.
He,
When I got injured,
he's
I
one
worked-
of the
I-
biggest activists we have and has spoken up for many, many years.
Well, you've been an activist. You promote the plan in a positive light. And with your product, and I hate to use the word product because it sounds so impersonal.
But it is. It's a product. Let's just, there's other stuff to it.
It's
But it is still a product. People buy it. People use it. If they like it, they come back and buy more.
well, everybody loves it's phenomenal flavor, color, smell.
and
I mean-
euphoric
No, you're doing your
effects.
fingers like that. I call it the 5. It hits on all 5 levels.
Okay.
It hits on bag appeal.
Okay.
It hits on smell.
Bag appeal. I like that. Looks good in a bag. It's like, now that's an ace.
The first pound I got.
Right.
I remember opening up. I could have rolled it out of there like a bowling ball. When I took the first nug off of it, it was like Velcro. I said, "Oh my God, I don't get weed like this." And so I even said to myself, I said, "This is the purple medicine." I said, "I can't really call it that. It is purple medicine. I'll make it a tagline or something." But this is like the Grand Puba. This is like the Grand. I think I said something stupid like Torino. And I said, "No, this is Grandaddy. Grandaddy Purple." I high-five my buddy, Grandaddy Purple. On my way down from Humboldt, driving that whole night at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, I call all my friends. Back then we had voicemails. I said, "Hey, Ken here, Grandaddy Purple, game over." Click, call it. Call the next guy. Ring, 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 ring. Yeah, Ken here, Grandaddy Purple, game over. I said that, people still remember that.
Well, and so you were just counting off on your fingers. I'm thinking about all the medical.
Oh yeah, let me finish that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it was bag appeal, nose,
Yes.
tactile, touching it,
Oh, yeah.
squeezing it,
Yes.
rolling it up,
Ooh.
smoking it.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, I said no. Yeah, smoking it and the high,
And the
Yeah,
high.
euphoric effect.
the taste and the high,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit on all those levels. I mean, I just felt so blessed. I used to always like, oh, thank you, Lord, thank you.
Yeah.
Because when you're a wee guy, you know when you found the mother lode.
Well, even the medical attributes of this thing. I mean, you think about it. Everything from it helps you with relief of stress, anxiety, appetite loss. That was a big thing for you, Ken, was appetite loss.
Yeah, I was totally focused on myself.
Right.
I could get stuff that worked for me. But I
Right.
started recognizing when I get something that works for me, it works for
For
others.
other people.
And people weren't even realizing the medical angle. And I had so many people tell me, hey, I got off opioids. I got off alcohol. I smoke your stuff and I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to clean my house.
That makes me clean.
Now, before we get to
And
the
you
story, I
remember
cut
it.
you off.
And you remember it. I mean, you
Oh, I
smoked
love
it. When did you first smoke
I
Granddaddy Purple?
started smoking Grandaddy Purple in 2006.
I believe it.
Fell in love with it, and I've been trying to grow it and mimic and get it myself because I grow a little bit, and I grew some the first time and I'm like, oh my god,
It's life changing, kind of, huh?
Oh, yeah.
When you really smoke the right stuff and it's really true medicine,
Oh my God.
it was like, oh my God, my whole life, the quality of life. I mean, what does that in life? The
Yeah.
quality of life. Maybe yoga, maybe healthy food, maybe something.
Medication, maybe.
But this marijuana,
Yep.
With
Yep.
this marijuana, it helps so many people on so many different levels. I remember when an older lady came into the store in Oakland, and I told her, yeah, your husband's dying in bed? Well, here, take this joint. Take it to him. The next day, she come walking in. She must have been 80 years old. A baggie with 3/4 of a joint still in it. Here, he was out of his mind. And then once again, another epiphany. I said, you know what? Don't give up. Here's this little glass pipe. Take this little nug I'm going to give you. Take out the smallest little piece. Wave the wood match over it like that. Tell him to go and stop.
Good old wood match that you can strike with your thumbnail.
Over, yeah.
He came back the next day. Oh my God, he felt so good. He was happy. He said, go get more of that. You have to learn how to medicate people. You have to learn how to figure out what works for you. Don't overdo it. If you drink alcohol the first time you overdo it, you're puking your guts out.
You can always add more. You just can't do less after you ingest.
Well, so here's the other thing is, like you said, everybody has their strain. You know what works for you.
Correct.
And it's like medicine. It is medicine. You have to find pharmaceutical stuff that you have to find the right drug for you. With Grandaddy Purple, you actually called it the nighttime strain.
A lot of people call it nighttime. They say it just wipes them out, and it is. It is nighttime. And I was looking for sleep because I wasn't sleeping well. And so that was one of my major things. And also eating. It was hard for me to eat, even today, to enjoy food without a hit before I eat.
Yeah, I needed to have more alone time with my couch. So Grandaddy Purple reunited those two lovers.
We on the couch. We're there.
Exactly. So I just remember. No, I think of stuff. I grew up here on the San Francisco Bay, so I always think of like late night television. So it was either movies till dawn, or it was on Channel 36 with Carol Dota.
I used to talk to Carol Dota at the racetrack. She's a big race fan.
She's a big supper fan. Oh my goodness, good old Carol Dota. Let's have that moment of silence. So there was also things like
Salute the boobs.
yeah, you're grabbing them to make sure you're there. There was also things like creature features on Channel 2 with Bob Wilkins. Remember good old Bob Wilkins?
Yeah.
Oh man, you had that bomb load right before
And
that
the
show.
dial-
You know he was ripping it, right? Then he had to grab his big old cigar, his Stuggy.
Yeah.
And so GDP really put me in the right headspace even before. So it's great to.
How come you say that, and how come not all herb you say that about?
No, I say that about all herbs. So I'm a performer, and there's times where I want the nighttime indica because after all the lights go off and everybody goes to sleep in my house and the cats start running, my brain does the circuit.
Overdrive, yeah.
That's when the tinnitus kicks in and my ears start ringing. My brain starts going on overload, and it's the three-ring circus. The bills, the studio, the wife, the kids, the dog. Oh, yeah, you once in a while. And so all that stuff's going. So I need something like a granddaddy to put that doggy down, if you will. Sorry. So to put that doggy down, but there's times where I need sativa, and I need an uplifter.
I see. I know people that some people tell me, "Hey, this is too strong." But I told you that story about the older lady who came in. That the truth is, when people used to tell me, "No, it wipes me out," I said, "Well, quit smoking so much. Just have. If you really want to wake up in the morning, feel okay with it, have the smallest, tiniest hit, and let it work."
Right.
It's like my fudge, huh, Ken? It's like enhance, huh?
Yeah, you ain't
The smaller the better. You can always eat more, people. You can't eat less.
You should put that on the baggie next time you hand me a square. All right, so
Warning.
I warned you.
Warning.
I've got people that ate your brownie or your fudge last time and are still stuck in the chair in the studio. Weeks ago.
Hey, baby.
Shout out to Mark Doyer on the other side of the room. Oh my gosh. All right, so
I have more today, guys.
so we talked about your family having the military history, but you were raided once.
Raided once. What are you talking about? Raided 10 times.
10 times.
Raided 3 times by the feds.
Oh, so wait, so let me-
08, 09. They were coming after me. They were just really pissed off that I wasn't turning people in, that I'm out there doing interviews. I said, what can I do if you guys leave me alone? Quit doing interviews. So what are you talking about? Quit educating people on the truth? I got the added advantage of this being the truth. You guys are wrong. Then let's go to court. I remember I was in the federal, in here in San Francisco, the federal's little interrogation room. I was with my attorney. I remember hitting the table. You're wrong.
That was a sound effect for you guys at home.
Yeah.
This entire table is like one big microphone. Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
I get a little
Don't worry, everybody's bashing microphones and doing stuff in the studio, so we're having a lot of that.
the mic thing there.
So now, so you got rated 10 times. Now, the good thing about that, Ken, is you got that punch card, right? So you get a free sub.
I would have. How many free subs do I have?
Free cost.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, I got you. We're getting close to the end of the podcast. You never thought I would make it, huh, Medi? All right, so this is a shout out to our newsman. We usually have his news. You can check him out at cannageek.com. It's Benjie Cooper. Benjie,
We missed you today, baby.
get better soon. Thanks for giving me whatever you had through the airwaves. So appreciate that. Ken, we're still going, but I want to know how we keep up with everything that you do.
Well, I'm not on social media really. I kind of backed out for 6 years.
No, you're on Grandaddy Purple. We know that.
Yeah. So I don't get out of my house, all right?
All right. So how do we keep up with anything you do? Do we just stalk you? Do we follow you? This is how you roll.
That's
dude.
one thing people are asking. I didn't like social media. I was on it when it first started, and you have to defend yourself so much. People question, people say this, and I spent so much time frustrated. I would just rather work in the garden, get the stuff out, go to events. Yeah. But I'm realizing, they're telling me now, I have a whole team, a whole crew now. I'm back to this level of getting ready to really blow it up big. But we're keeping on the down low until I have all this stuff, all my ducks in a row. Yeah. So I do have Jacob. Where's he at?
He's in the room over here.
What's my Instagram?
Get you. Don't worry. Keep going.
That's one of the
my
things,
son Jacob.
That's one of the things we hope to accomplish while we're in Spain is we have so many events that Ken and I get to go do together in the next 3 weeks. We have Spanibus, we have ICBC, we have Masters of Rosin, we have Squash Off, and we have Mila's Dabadoo. If you want to sing your intro.
Dabadoo, I'd love to do a dab. Yeah, I'm dabbing all night long. Oh, I'd love to do a dab. Oh, okay, I don't know where else to go. But
let's go over right now to what is your Instagram there, Jacob?
Currently he has 2 Instagrams. One is Ken's GDP,
All right.
and the other one is Ken Estes. Easy enough.
There you go. And so that's on the IG. I want to show the audience some Grandaddy Purple. So we almost got to hold up Andy's phone. I have to show them some of this stuff. So,
Well, I didn't bring anything with me.
so we're gonna show them. We're gonna show them a video at the end of this thing.
Oh, and I do got pictures of it and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, we want pictures. We want whatever they can do. I know that. Oh, what did you do? Did you delete the evidence?
No, that was from the other farmer. That wasn't his.
Oh.
That's from Mendocino Gardens. I was showing.
Oh, so oops, sorry. This is a collab.
Well, don't worry.
It's gonna be now.
It's gonna be. You actually
You'll get a call from
you
me.
actually got to meet him when we were at the seed exchange in Cloverdale.
Is that the?
His name's Jesse. He's one of the farmers in Mendocino, and he was there with me when we were there when I ran into you a couple of weeks ago in
Right.
Cloverdale. So I hope to take you
that's
guys
really-
up to the house.
And that's really what I'm hoping to do is to on my new relaunch and back into the game.
Yeah.
I want to collab. I don't want to
I
compete.
know.
I want us because if we can collab as the boutique farmers now,
yes.
we can outdo big pharma because we can grow better stuff, higher
Yeah.
quality. We'll
Yeah.
take more care of it. So
Yeah.
the herb is better
Oh,
by
yeah.
the boutique farmer.
Oh, it really is because they take the care and the time to do it organically and correctly and don't pump it full of chemicals and then run it and strip all the nutrients from it because they don't know how to flush it correcly or cure it correctly.
Or grow organically.
That's what I'm saying. They don't know how to do it correctly, and it's like I know that up at Mendocino Gardens they don't use any pesticides whatsoever. Everything
Hallelujah.
is organic, beautiful.
Oh, I'm a big fan on ladybugs.
Well,
Ladybugs,
they're in Boonville. I mean, they've got natural,
Boonville, beautiful
they're
place.
beautiful
Redwood
beautiful,
trees and
beautiful.
oh
my God, he's on 80 acres up there. The farm is, and like I said, we'll have to take you up there. We're going to be starting to do cannabis infused dinners up there.
I love that. They used to
So-
do that in San Francisco.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be doing a lot of different things up at the farm and stuff, and we can do little parties for you and launch your stuff up there. And
Great,
it's a
right?
beautiful house and garden
Well, I'm going to
area.
hopefully be having the purple cup. I got a call from
Okay.
the woman we met up there at the seed bank too. And she was
Awesome.
putting the events on,
Yeah.
saying, let's do a Grandaddy Purple Cup,
Yeah,
where we get to strain the people and see who grows the best perp.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to jump in here, guys. Who pays the bills around here? Well, it's the guy that runs this show. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from somewhere in California, give it up for Medi-Mike for us. Ooh, that was loud. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Very nice.
Michael.
You guys are making good use of all the toys over there.
Yeah, we're trying to. We're trying to do our best. How's it going with you? I know that you had a problem out there getting out to the San Diego's Farmers Cup last weekend.
Yeah, there was a winter storm. Shout out to everybody listening. Sorry, I couldn't be there today. There was a winter storm out there in Southern California with a grapevine and the surrounding areas that had all the roads shut down, and I mean all the roads, for about 2 days out here. So I'm like in the snow right now.
Wow. Yeah, we were surrounded by snow on all the mountaintops here in the Bay Area. It was kind of crazy looking. And now, also, you're missing today's show, so I can't really hold too much against you, but thanks for letting us take your show hostage for the day.
No, and I appreciate it. I did have to go back to the San Diego area for the Farmers Cup. Even though I missed the show, they still hooked me up with a nice sample kit because I did try for about 20 hours driving through oil fields, mudslides, and I've been taking little videos, but it's been the drive from hell. All that's missing is Chevy Chase.
Well, I hear the next season that's coming is Locust. So,
Locust, and I'm driving with my firstborn, so hopefully.
oh, there you go.
Hi, Brooklyn.
There you go. Shout out. So now you did the San Diego's, you try to do the San Diego Farmers Cup. The next one is on 420.
Yeah, 420 is going to be the next cup. Make sure everybody's there.
Yeah, you should probably just stay down there at this point.
I was thinking that too, but man, I got to shower at least once a week or I get complaints.
Yeah, especially from this crew. So, and then you got Kushstock coming up April 15th.
Yeah, you can see me at the Donuts for Dollars. That's the drift cars down there doing the drift car competition. And I believe they do an exotic dog show. I've done that.
An exotic dog show.
Are we lining up women, Michael?
And then I also do the Wrestle Sesh we'll be doing up there, which is the cannabis-themed pro wrestling event right next to the main stage. And then April 22nd, you can see me out there in California, Los Angeles, doing a Wrestle Sesh show with the legendary WWE Hall of Famer, The Godfather. He's going to be doing live commentation with me.
Well, at least you didn't call him The Undertaker like I did earlier.
Oh, yeah, that'll win you. They're actually great friends.
Well, yeah, I was like showing my age a little bit too, but then I was corrected by my brain. So, man, so we got Ken Estes in here from Grandaddy Purple fame.
Yeah, every time first Ken missed me, then I missed him. Ken, eventually our stars will align, brother. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, no, I look forward to it. Thank you for doing all you do. Yeah,
Hey, we're having a great time. Wish you were here.
Don't eat my Snickers bar in the drawer.
Oh, damn. Too late. No. That's what happens when you're dabbing with your crew.
I will be back next week out there on Tuesday as planned, and everything will be back to normal. But again, thank you guys for holding it down.
Now, you have an audience out there that are listening and watching. What do you got coming on next week's show, or what kind of gigs? Give a plug, man. Here.
I do. I actually do have a plug. I've got Vinny. There's a band. Man, I can't remember the name of the band. Out from New York City, and the name of the gentleman coming on is Vinny Grillo. Vinny Grillo is going to be on. He's the lead singer. And,
Okay.
He should be out next week. I can't remember the name of the band for the life of me.
Keep going.
I'm trying to look it up. So he'll be on next week. And we're talking Rob Van Dam's going to come on this month. And all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be great. We're going to sound energetic when I get there.
Yeah. All the Vinny Grillos that I found are not the one you're looking for. So I would tell you. No, unless he's doing HVAC work in Kentucky, it's not him.
Yeah, I've been driving for 4 days straight, so my brain is half fried.
No, we appreciate it and everything you do. So thank you for letting us play in your digital sandbox for the day.
No.
Be
I
safe,
appreciate you guys.
sweetie.
Thanks for holding the ground down. Otherwise, nobody would have had anything cool to listen to today.
That's right. Absolutely.
Well, we love and miss you, and I'll be back in 3 weeks from Barcelona with some great interviews and footage for you.
Yes, have fun out there in Spanibus.
Oh, yeah, no, I got Ken coming. So me, Ken, Mila, and Julie, and everybody get to go play for a couple weeks. I'm excited.
Send my love to Mila.
I will, and Bobby West sends his love. I talked with him this morning.
Uncle Stoner.
Yes, Uncle Stoner.
We had him on last week. Last week, I believe we had
Tommy Lucero. You know, and I was supposed to have comedian Tommy Lucero. He's back from Hawaii on this week, too. And this drive has just messed it all up. So we'll redo the guests from this week. Or the makeup, but yeah.
We'll have Tommy Lucero on when we have Matt Damon on. Sorry, Matt Damon, we couldn't have you this evening. We'll have to reschedule you for next time. It feels like Tommy is getting that kind of rep with us, but we'll get you in the house or get you on the phone or get you one way or another. Now, how do we keep up with everything that you do? Shout out your socials, please.
Oh, yeah, check me out, Medicinal Michael on Instagram. If you're listening on Twitch, appreciate you. Nug Life Radio, of course, and everything awesome. MedicinalMichael.com is open up to it. I got Benjie Reyes working on that now for us.
And we got listeners, we got viewers on YouTube, Facebook, and Africa TV. We want to thank you guys for tuning in today's podcast.
Yeah, if you didn't get to listen to last week's Godfather, it's because I used a WWE soundbite, even though Paul warned me. So it's restricted some of the viewing, but
And you were worried that they weren't going to hear it. I was worried they were going to hear it. You were worried they couldn't hear it.
So, I've been speed bumped all week long.
Yeah, that's not the kind of thoughts I want to get into.
That's the kind of speed bump I like to get into either.
There you go. So keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel, my friend. Get back to us safely, okay?
You guys have a safe week, and I'll see you guys again shortly.
Absolutely.
Hi, Michael.
Give it up for Medi-Mike, guys. All right, so that's what we do. We take over whenever we can. I had the blessings from him himself. Now we're going back segue. We've already talked to Jacob about what your socials are. We'll get that at the last second. What do you got coming up, Ken?
Spanibus, going to Spanibus also.
Spanibus.
That's what we're talking about.
I am too big to fit in anyone's carry-on.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. We got
25
pretty big
pounds,
one.
you could
Do you? I'll be the GDP mule.
We'll talk later.
All right, cool.
I could use a few mules.
Did you pack your bag? No, I didn't. So, all right. So, Spanibus is going to be in
Barcelona, Spain.
Wow.
I get to spend 3 weeks there. Ken will be there almost
1 week.
you're going to be there for 1 week. Several of us, Julie from Skunk Magazine, Bobby West, Amila Jensen.
Julie, wow.
We're all going to be there almost 2 to 3 weeks and enjoy all of the festivities and the beautiful country and the
I
hospitality.
think Spanibus is the event
It
to
is
go
it
to.
really
Every
is
year.
the European event to go to. It is the only event I actually pay to that I enjoy going to pay for every year for my events.
Yes.
It really is. It's
Yeah,
the only
right.
one that I save up for all year that I make sure I'm going to besides Emerald Cup.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
Yes, it is. And
The
we're
Hall of
gonna be
Flowers.
having,
I'm actually
yeah.
going to all the Hall of Flowers. this
yeah,
year.
no, we have
All four.
Emerald Cup coming up in the Emerald Cup Awards coming up in May, and they will be actually in Richmond at the Craneway Pavilion this year.
I love Craneway.
So you can
Awesome.
actually get in this year, baby.
Yeah.
We have no steps. I
Fine.
remember last year visiting with you in LA outside at the event, and he was on the front porch because he couldn't get in. We didn't have a handicap accessible building. So he just got to see everybody and say hi and goodbye to him on his way in, on their way in and
Oh,
out.
I can't wait to
And-
get to Richmond. Richmond is
Oh,
just,
it's
they're big
just gonna
fans
be
of Grandaddy
so-
Purple.
They used to do comedy at the Craneway.
Yeah.
They
I
still
love the
should.
Craneway.
They still should.
Well, okay, we'll talk to him about it.
Yeah.
We'll do some sort of 420 friendly cannabis.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The Rosie the Riveter station is open to us doing events there too. I've heard.
Oh, wow. We like that.
Oh,
And you're the
yeah.
woman to get into that Rosie the
Oh,
Riveter
yeah.
thing.
No, I like being an activist. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing this since 2008, and I've been in. Well,
That's all we do, wow.
cannabis, that's all Ken and I do. Even at events and like High Times, we would stand around and talk about. We'd have clipboards with paperwork. We're sitting. I've got pictures of him and I at High Times where we're just sitting going through. I sent that to you the other day. I think.
Yeah.
When I found it.
Now that you're actually the founder of the cannabis.
I own a traveling hemp museum, and I have been doing so since about 2008. I started with the Jack Herer Initiative, and I actually get to bring parts of the museum with us to Spain. So I'm glad you finally get to see some of it, Ken.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, now exactly. Now,
Yeah.
now, do me a favor, shout out all your socials, Amy, because you're here.
Amy Fisher on Facebook, Amy Fisher 420 on Instagram.
And Amy, what you want to do?
And Jacob, give me Ken's again.
Yeah, we're gonna be at Ken Estes on Instagram, Ken Estes on Facebook, and Ken's GDP also on Instagram.
All right, and I'm going to give a little shout out to my man over here. We got Hent Singleton Hents. How do we keep up with everything that Hent Singleton does?
Check me out on Facebook under.
Oh, sorry, try that again. But
Check me out on Facebook under HLS Comedy. Check me out on Instagram on HLS. It's HLS Comics, MICX or MIX. You can catch me on a lot of stuff. Amy, your fucking fudge is killing me.
Casualty at the end of the show.
yeah, no, there's another person that's put into that tip jar, the cuss jar. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh my God! All right, guys, I want to shout out everybody else in the room and who's not in the room. Keep it going for our guest, Ken Estes. Everybody, come on.
Yeah.
Fisher. We got Ed Singleton over here on the ones and twos. Comedians for moral support. They're basically, I'm their emotional support human. Give it up for Mark Neuer.
Yeah.
Luis Garcia in the back.
Hey.
And of course, Brian, our road dog here. There he is. There's the couch, guys, in case. Go. Hold on. Let me give it up to the road dogs. That's the road dogs behind me, okay? And for myself, Medi-Mike and Benjie Cooper, you guys, thank you very much. This has been Nug Life Radio, and we'll see you next week here.